Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I've been wanting to make this video for at least a couple days. One of the reasons why I wanted to make this video is because recently I've had at least, I would say, 3 or 4 messages from people asking, what is it like to live with schizophrenia? And it's an interesting question to ask, what is it like living with an illness like schizophrenia? Because one, it's different for all of us. As for someone who's schizophrenic, my illness and what I go through on a daily basis very much is different from another schizophrenic's experience. And that's just because the illness itself is unique, and the fact it's one of the very rare illnesses to where the symptoms are different for everybody, and the way we experience those symptoms, even though they might be similar, is different. For example, hallucinations. Yes, a lot of schizophrenics have auditory hallucinations where they hear voices or they might see things, but the hallucinations themselves are different for everybody, meaning they hear different things, different sounds, different voices. The voices themselves say different things, and what they see are different. Some people might see things that are scary and horrific. Other people might see things that are just comical and funny. Other people might see things that are just really strange, and they cause you to question, like, what the hell am I seeing? So the illness itself is different when it comes to how schizophrenics live with it, specifically how the symptoms themselves manifest in our lives. Now, for me personally, what is it like? I would answer it this way, is that in the beginning of my life in high school, when I was about 17, 18, junior, senior year of high school, when I started having schizophrenia symptoms during that period, it was very scary. It was scary because I didn't know what was happening, and I was very confused I'm hearing voices, I'm seeing things, I'm starting to get paranoid and a little bit delusional. And it got to the point that I was hearing things and seeing things, and I ended up crashing my adopted dad's car like 3 different times. And 2 out of those 3 times, I was actively hallucinating at the time, which caused me to get in an accident. Okay, and so not only was it confusing during that time, but because I was experiencing symptoms that I didn't understand what the hell was going on, I decided to go the route of alcohol and drugs to cope with my illness. And so I befriended some kids at that time who were around my age who would party, would drink, would do drugs, whether it was marijuana, cocaine, other drugs, shrooms, whatever, speed. Like, there was a bunch of different drugs at that time. But I would hang out with them, we would party. There was once that I turned off my phone, went to a party, and got drunk and high and snorted coke, and I just got lit. Like, it was a crazy time, and I don't remember 99% of that night. I have 2 vague memories of us doing very stupid things, and at one point me laying with a couple different people in bed, and them kind of having their way with me, and I'm pretty sure there was a couple older people there that weren't really teenagers, they weren't our age, and so there was a lot of different crazy things happening at that party. But during that time, my schizophrenia, I did not understand what the hell was going on. I was young, dumb, and stupid, and I was experiencing a psychotic illness, and I was confused. Now, what was it like in college? That is a good question, because in college I was older, I was 20, early 20s. I started getting the feel of life a little bit, of who I am as a person, and my illness developed to become very geared towards the horror movie kind of way of illness, or of experiencing the illness itself, to where the voices got vulgar, got mean, were very just demented, and they asked me and were commanding me to hurt myself, to hurt others, and it got to the point I was seeing scary looking monsters, creatures, spirits, demons. I was seeing individuals, these people who were dressed in really tattered, dirty clothes, and they had demon-looking eyes that were red or black. Sometimes they had deformed facial features. Sometimes they were a hood, sometimes not. And sometimes they carried weapons, and it looked like they were going to attack me and do harm to me. And so in college, my illness itself went from being confused and what the hell is going on to I'm scared for my life, I fear for my safety, and I need help. And so in college, what it was like living with my illness was I felt like my life was in danger 24/7. And again, I continued my substance abuse in college to where I was drinking a lot. I was doing drugs a lot. Instead of snorting coke, I started to shoot up with needles, and I started to self-harm a lot. And so I was getting high, I was self-harming, I was cutting myself, and I tried to kill myself a couple different times in college. And so my illness during that time was not, let me just say, it was not a fun experience at all. It was a time to where I was institutionalized, I was hospitalized at least 3 or 4 different times for either a suicide attempt or I just was a danger to myself and other people, which means I was put in the hospital under either a 72-hour hold or sometimes longer. I was in the hospital a couple times for at least a week and a half, 2 weeks each stint. So there was a time where I was in the hospital a combined month within, I would say, a 2-3 year span to where I just was institutionalized for quite a long time. And that was in college to where my early 20s to mid 20s to where schizophrenia was something I couldn't deal with. I didn't know how to deal with it. And then to the question is, how is it, what is it like living with schizophrenia now in my, early 30s? I'm 34 now, so mid 30s now. It's not as much scary now. I would describe it as really annoying, to the point that when I am symptomatic, like right now, to where I'm hearing voices 24/7, when I'm seeing things, like right now I am looking out my window and I'm seeing things, and there's distractions outside, and I have like wild zoo animals that are running all over right now outside, and then in my apartment I have other distractions that I'm seeing, and that's an example of, for me, my illness now is just very distracting, and like I said, it's annoying and it bugs me. It's like almost like that annoying little brother or sister who wants to play all the time, and you're with your older friends and you're like, I'm with my friends, like leave me alone, you're being annoying right now, I can't play with you right now. Or that annoying fly that keeps bothering you and buzzing in your face and you're swatting at it because it's annoying as hell. That's how I feel sometimes with my illness now, is I'm not even mad at it anymore. I'm not angry at it anymore. I'm just like, why are you bothering me? Why do you have to talk to me 24/7? Why do I have to see things all the time? Why do I have to be paranoid half the time, or delusional? Or I think my food is poisoned, because I think my food is poisoned, I don't want to eat, even though I know I have a big belly and I have a 1-pack. I have a beer belly, essentially, but a dad bod. But either way, I have these paranoid thoughts, these delusional thoughts, which cause me to do stupid things, like not want to take a shower because I feel like there's a camera in my shower head watching and listening to me. And I just have really strange things to where it stops me from washing my clothes, doing laundry, doing the dishes, taking a shower, taking care of myself, going out getting groceries, going out getting the necessities I need to live for my daily life and daily skills that I need in my life to survive. And so hopefully that answers what it is like to live with schizophrenia. Is that for me, my schizophrenia started out as, what the hell's going on? I'm confused. It then went to, this is scary, horrific, I live in a horror movie, I'm gonna die. And now it's at the point to where I'm like, why the hell are you bothering me? Get away from me. I'm sick and tired of you. And now I'm like, what do I do from here? So that's what it's like living with schizophrenia, guys. I love you so much. Peace out. God bless. Thank you.